future of the financial industry is what you're stating in your document is that it's going to have one of the biggest disruptions. And I don't think really the world has any understanding of that disruption coming up. Hey, everyone, it's Chris Cade again with an exciting podcast that we're doing today with the one and only Chris Mentzel. Chris Mentzel is a super intelligence researcher, chief executive of Kumo Live and Learn, and he has numerous degrees in computer science. I think you focused in neural networks through your career and through your life. And today, I'm lucky enough to have you as a guest today because of an article that you wrote recently. And we'll share that in the comments below. But the article that you wrote, the structural disruption of global finance and what the numbers actually say. So what we're doing today, Chris, and I'm super excited to have you. You know that old saying, to be the dumbest guy in the room? That's how I feel with you. You're a genius. And I always enjoy my conversations with you. And with the financial sector and what's coming in the future on, you're going to get into AI versus ASI, but the future of the financial industry is what you're stating in your document is that it's going to have one of the biggest disruptions. And I don't think really the world has any understanding of that disruption coming up. So thank you for attending today, Chris. Where are you calling out of? Are you in San Diego or are you on one of the islands today?
Yeah. I'm in San Diego. So nice to be here with you, Chris. I really was looking forward to it. And I've started in the year 1978 to study artificial intelligence. And in 1979, I wrote a paper on neural networks and did one of the very first simulations of neural networks. And this has never left me. I've continuously considered what will happen when an artificial intelligence breaks through, when it becomes as intelligent as we are, or even more intelligent. So the issue is with most people that they look at AI and maybe they tried a year ago to go into ChatGPT and they saw, oh my God, this thing can't even calculate 3 times 2. And so it's no worry. But what's really happening is an incredible speed in development. You all know how many billions of dollars are going into AI development.
Yeah. I'm working with a few financial firms, a wealth management, unbelievable organization, unbelievable reputation in the community. Everybody there, it's just a great partnership that I have with this group. Just like them and most of the accounts we work with, they're still kind of approaching a lot of things as kind of a traditional IT approach. And, our learnings at Sasbury, my teams and our customers, we're starting to see the impact of looking at this traditionally like an IT project rather than kind of building in future AI operating systems within organizations. And, I'm sure Chase is going to come up with a fancy title of today's podcast. Some of them, could be the structural disruption of global finance or the financial hurricane that nobody is preparing for. But my very first question to you, Chris, is you've literally spent months on just this article alone, researching the future of finance. In one sentence, and I'm looking at an audience of being CEOs, chief investment officers, people, CFOs in the financial sector. But in one sentence, what is the biggest mistake CEOs of wealth management firms, banks, investment firms, what's the biggest one you're seeing that they're making right now?
In 3 words, do not wait. AI is coming at a speed that even the insiders don't have an overview anymore. AI may have a bunch of problems now that are being solved one by one. And pretty soon, and that's where the experts disagree, we will see AGI and ASI, artificial general intelligence and artificial super intelligence. And there's really no stopping point. In fact, AI will be as good as humans and then as good as 1,000 humans. And that will happen very quickly. And I'm in the field of prognosticizing this and also saying, what can we do so we don't get a huge disruption when ASI comes?
Yeah. Yeah. I read your document once thoroughly, and I want to read it 10 more times. There's a lot to digest there, and I think the very first thing I got from the first time I read it, Chris, is kind of the storm is coming, right? And it was a little nerve wracking. And, I know that on the media, they love to sell fear, and I don't. I've always said that there's going to be new job opportunities and new jobs evolving that we don't even know about today. But, in regards to this storm, and you mentioned before this that you were talking to some of your peers and you said, hey, I haven't really looked in this financial sector. And that's what started you down this path. But what did you discover that shocked you the most during this research?
Well, for one, it's very clear that there's a lot of jobs in the financial industry that will be disrupted by super intelligence. Most of the financial sector is information processing. But that hasn't really landed with the employees. They know something is coming, but they don't really act yet to deal with this issue. And it's a structural change. So it's not better computers. It's not even using the newest AI agents. The structure of a wealth management fund will be completely different in 5 years from now.
That's interesting. I mean, so we should put a disclaimer up that this is your findings and your opinion based on data that you've brought together from McKinsey, the Bank of International Settlements, Boston Consulting Group, Citigroup, Goldman Sachs, and Cambridge Center of Alternative Finance. So your career has always been the scientific research. So this is obviously your opinion and based on what you're seeing. And before this, you wanted to mention AI versus ASI. Did you want to continue that now that we're recording?
ASI. So I'm specializing in researching ASI or super intelligence. And super intelligence means that AI becomes so capable that it can replace thousands of people. So as an example, if you're buying a house, right now you look, where's the next school, where's shopping, how's traffic, things like that. ASI can have a worldwide view and saying how many people are moving to and from this country, what are the employers in the new location, like, what are the customers of the employers thinking about the future? Will they still shop with these employers? And. So millions and millions of data points. And AI can then come up with a very realistic price for the property. And it can do the same with lending. It can do the same with all kinds of risk analysis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So for those people out there, AI, artificial intelligence, ASI, artificial super intelligence. And what I've told my family members that really aren't in this world a little bit, if we're either at AGI right now, or if we are or we're not, there's a debate out there. But basically look at that as, hey, it's reached the intelligence of me. And then when it goes to ASI, we're talking about 1,000 times more smart than me, if not more. Is that a good description?
Yeah. And I don't want to go deep into it, but this is a deep disruption for who we are. And we can go and look back to what happened to the Indians when the Westerners arrived, the Europeans, and yeah, the big shock, the big changes that happened at that point, because yeah, there was one, yeah, maybe not more intelligent, but more organized civilization coming in, and it totally changed life for the Indians. And now as ASI comes in, uh, the same thing happens for humans as being the lower intelligence. So we are the Indians now.
I love those descriptions of, I'll call them a layman's description of getting an idea, right? Because even adoption is very slow right now in Canada, and I consider, adoption is still lagging in the United States. And so when we approach this, having layman's descriptions for people to kind of understand this a little bit better is grateful, and that's a good description of how the whole North American landscape changed when the Westerners first started coming out here. But we talked about what shocked you the most, and that's the disruption that's coming. But why do you believe most financial leaders are underestimating what's coming? Why, what are you seeing out there?
Well, let's look specifically at the financial sector.
Yeah, please.
And the things that happen is latency disappears. So yeah, banks live on latency. A lot of the industry lives on latency. That yeah, you send out a bill, you get your money 30 days later, and there is a float that's estimated, and there's no fixed number, at $25 trillion. That's just yeah, slowly moving through the banks, and that creates income. Yeah, $25 trillion that yeah, create interest income. That will disappear because yeah, we have no latency. You get instant um, lending application. You get yeah, in trading, you get instant information, auditing, compliance even. Yeah, you can instantly in a second do your regulatory filings and getting accepted. The other thing that disappears is investment alpha. Yeah, the information difference between different players in the market. That's what hedge funds are playing with. A hedge fund has yeah, a better intelligence in markets than the people it trades with, and that's how it makes more money. So yeah, in the future, and yeah, it's already happening now. Everyone has instant access to information and deep analytics. And the processing speed, of course, has been rising and rising all the time. And this affects even the best of the best, like Renaissance Technologies. In the 1990s, was the total market leader in high-speed trading,
Okay.
and that's eroding now. You can see that.
Well, this is, what you wrote is part of a larger analysis of the financial sector, but um, you were saying that with the current studies that possible 80% of the current job roles could be removed, and 75% of the profits could vanish in the next 5 to 10 years for these organizations. If your research is right, which parts of financial services do you think are going to get hit first?
Yeah, it's all the easy information processing. So there's a lot of people that do risk analysis, credit analysis,
Mhm.
uh, that can be easily automated. Um, yeah, stock analysis, yeah, is largely automated, but yeah, it will go much deeper because now you can see the entire economy inside the AI. So those will happen uh, yeah, within the next 5 years would be my guess.
Mhm.
It's a guess. Um, Within the next 5 years, we will see, yeah, a lot of the jobs in this sector disappear. What doesn't disappear is the personal connection, and that's yeah where a wealth management firm sits. The personal connection will be what people pay for. Yeah,
Right.
they won't particularly pay for picking the best stocks or investments, but for the hand holding, the personal connection.
Interesting. Well, the scale of this system is definitely under pressure. If we fast forward 5 years from now, do you see any jobs just completely disappearing?
Well, right now you already see the entry jobs disappearing because they were pure simple information processing, and that's not needed. So yeah, right now students go back to their homes. Yeah, students that have just finished studying great fields like economics go back to their homes because they're not getting jobs. It takes quite a while. The biggest amount of uncertainty is in the highly educated students.
Jeez. I mean, my daughter's she's getting her degree and she wants to go to law school. And I'm saying, maybe take a year off. And I'm a little nervous about her future, right? But, I mean, what are you seeing? What revenue streams do you think are going to shrink dramatically from this study's findings?
Well, I think anything that has to do with analytics and investment advice and investment allocation, uh, yeah, will be pretty much 100% automated. And you'll always have some human in the loop, but very, very little. And so you can't, if it's automated, there's really, um, due to competition, there's really no floor. So that will be basically, free services.
Hmm. Hmm.
And so, a lot of customers that are just wanting, investment allocation, they can go to something like Wealth Simple and get most of the information there. And that company already has $100 billion in Canadian dollars in assets. So so one idea for uh, a wealth management firm is that it's generational. And as young people inherit the wealth, they uh, they look around, they see Wealth Simple, and they say, "Oh, I can do it myself. Why do I need to pay a percentage to the wealth management firm?" And you don't want to lose them. So I think starting out early to offer your own app. If they can offer similar app where the young people can say, "Oh, I got technology, I'll switch to that," and then sooner or later they will recognize the value of the personal connection, and they will
Interesting.
still be inside the company because once they go out to an app, yeah, they probably won't come back.
That's interesting. I had Philip Yu from AXA Insurance on around 6 months ago, and one of the first AIs they rolled out was to just simply take a picture of your license plate and it'll automatically renew it and pay for it and everything. So, and it happened in a matter of a second or two. And I just thought of my buddy that's been insuring my vehicles over the last 30 years. He does all my family, all my kids, and everything now. And I was really worrying about his future role. But those are the types of things. And recently, I was talking with someone at Kirkland Ellis, the legal firm that's investing $500 million into AI, and they said something similar about instead of people asking for legal advice on GBT or something, they were building their own GBT where they had even their senior partner's knowledge of 150 years into this AI tool that could have their clients be able to leverage? And the answer was that too, yeah, they used to bill for that work, but now they're keeping those clients involved. So when there is a human required to get into the loop, then they'll be called on in their revenues. And they've started structurally understanding that they need to bring their own models or their own AI to their clients rather than them to go over to like these other products like wealth management, right?
Yeah.
So I'm seeing what are you seeing if firms right now don't really take AI serious if they're not investing? And before answering that question, KPMG did a study and it showed that when CEOs are involved in this new AI frontier investment, that they're more likely by 3 to 5 times more get a return on their investment. And then I see a lot of other organizations just having the CTO or the IT department do this. And so what are happening to the firms that aren't culturally getting investment in data? What do you think will happen to them versus someone that's investing today in AI?
I think the biggest thing is to treat your employees as your friends and partners.
Yeah.
If you don't care about AI, or you do something with AI and don't involve your employees, they know what's happening. They read the newspaper. They know. They're all getting afraid. They're not necessarily afraid now, but pretty soon. They will all wonder about their jobs. So I think one of the biggest things, because this is a change in the entire structure of a company, is to have all the employees involved and say to them, there's a lot of change coming. Yeah, we're really at the forefront of this. We're really looking into this. I want you all to learn AI, to be AI fluent, and help us all. Let's all pull together that we get through this transition as good as possible. And we will invest in retraining and finding new jobs if what you're doing right now is automated. If you run it like that, then you won't lose people, and especially the top people, if they have a feeling they can't trust their CEO, they can't trust the future of their company, the top people will leave first. So I think that's my biggest recommendation.
So you would agree with KPMG on CEOs need to lead this. They need to be involved, and
Absolutely.
obviously honesty, integrity, and sharing everything about that, embracing it. That hey, we're all learning as we go through here. This stuff is so new, right? And so that's really good. I mean, the new winners. What are you seeing becomes more valuable because of AI? And then I want to segue into competitive moats. But what are you seeing the most valuable thing that's going to arise because of AI?
So the value now is in the personal connection.
Personal
And
connection.
now as an advisor, you have all these tools available. And the company needs to build these tools. So you can constantly look at your clients' portfolios. When the real estate market changes in one city, then you can find out which of your clients is invested in real estate. You can call them up. You can talk with them, offer advice. So I think there will be a lot more person-to-person communication over the phone, much deeper analysis. You can send out personalized emails, personalized PDFs, as much as you want. You don't want to overwhelm your customers, but they can see that you really care for them if you have much more communications with them. So
It's interesting.
that will help both sides.
Yeah, Daniel Burris is a futurist that I follow. He's a great speaker. And he says, think about this in the future. And let's put this towards our financial advisor, the one that I would have today. My financial advisor is not using AI. And then let's say there's AI that I can do myself. I look
Mhm.
at it like what you just said, having my financial advisor leveraging the tools of AI. That's who I'd want to deal with. And that's who I would trust more than me reading the AI responses and contents that come from this, right? This is a common problem out there that I'm getting from numerous sectors. And so we've been building what we'll call AI OSs, operating systems with an environment. And the difference between having a corporate AI operating system versus an individual one, and building a moat around your organization and really understanding what is the value that you're going to bring to your clients, why they would stay with you, and their younger generation, as they inherit this wealth, stays with you as well. And that, I believe, is building that moat around the castle of this future financial institution where the humans are building those relationships with other humans, but leveraging these technology tools.
So you want to have a cooperative structure and also make clear, of course, that anything that an employee does and invents is owned by the company.
Yeah, that's
So
key.
goes back again to yeah, who are you as a company?
I think that's been business for years, anyways. Take it out of this. If someone's just kind of got their own little business within a business, now that IP isn't owned by the corporation. So really
Yeah.
having it so, and I call them pods instead of groups. Like let's set up pods
Hmm.
within your organization. We've got a pod in a customer site that just is part of their bigger AI strategy, right? And the whole important of that is so that if certain employees learn something, that everybody learns that within that organization as well, right? So is proprietary data, let's go back to that legal firm I referenced before. They're like 200-year-old legal firm, and they're saying that senior partnership data is so important now. So is proprietary data now important than people in many cases with AI?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, analysis is yeah, pretty much you can't really charge much for analysis. But if you have private data, so like the client portfolio behavior over years or decades, if you have yeah, background data on private transactions and yeah, how they got these transactions got decided, what the long-term outcome is, or how is credit developing, how is the performance on credit long-term developing. Um, that is valuable data that can inform an AI. And I would even go so far to ask your clients if you can record the conversations and use that as input to the AI so that, yeah, as over the years, as you have conversations with that client, or if some advisor retires and a new advisor comes in contact with that client, yeah, these conversations are still alive and the AI can use them. So that's, yeah, I don't think that's happening right now, but yeah, that would be one recommendation to do.
So I
And
think,
that's what you own. You own as a wealth management company, you own the connection to your client, and you got to serve, yeah, as it progresses, you got to serve them more personally, with yeah, better information, with better outcomes.
yeah,
And if they want to go and do it themselves, you want to serve them and help them do it themselves. Yeah, run their own apps. So you own that and you own data. And so, yeah, one of the first things to do is to go into the system and make an inventory of the data. What, yeah, what's sitting on the central computer systems? What is there? And even written and handwritten data, we can now scan handwritten data to a yeah, pretty good degree.
yeah,
So yeah, build that
yeah,
in.
yeah. And so, the first glance, it's scary what I read. But I do think that people that are early adopters now are going to be able to survive and thrive. I hope you do as well.
Yeah. This is gonna come, yeah, fast and hard, but not now. Yeah, the next 2 years is preparation, and
So
yeah,
so
in 2 to 5 years we will see this degree of super intelligence taking over everywhere and
yeah.
very fast. So if you're
So
now there and yeah, you have prepared your customers, you have prepared the company, your employees, uh, then you will thrive. Then yeah, you
right.
will grow.
Okay. So let's say I'm working with a boutique firm and we start heavily investing into this new operating system, intelligent layer for organization today. We continue to invest. And 5 years from now, when it does hit ASI or whenever it does, we've got a good threshold to now really start to thrive. So I see boutique firms maybe outperforming larger firms if they move fast right now. Would you see small organizations be able to compete with the big financial firms out there? Where are you seeing the boutiques lie in the future?
It's all really in the human to human connection, I believe. And one thing you can build is private deals. So if you have, yeah, if you have thousands of clients, you can say, oh, yeah, this person wants to loan out money, that person needs money. So you can create deals that run totally private, and you have no competition with them.
Interesting. Man, I'd see you on stage at financial institutions doing a lot of QA in the future, Chris. Like the amount of intelligence that you've put into this that you could provide to C-level financial institutions is mind-boggling. And we've been coming up to half an hour already. So I want to, let's say CEOs want some answers out there, and I'm going to ask you a few. Like, if you were CEO of a 20, $30 billion wealth management firm, what would you do first thing Monday morning coming into the office if you really haven't been doing much with AI? It's not too late, but what would you do Monday morning first thing?
I think I think you can't early enough talk to your employees and say, yeah, we're taking this serious now. We're going, yeah, full bore into that. We won't leave you behind. Yeah, we will do everything together with you. And yeah, I ask you that, uh, yeah, you take this serious and help us with this
Bring your leadership team
production.
in and start
Yeah,
planning on how to do this. So executing first thing, this would be a priority.
I
What would
think
you
so.
stop?
All
Yeah,
the employees, not just the leadership. Yeah,
all employees, right?
all
But every
employees.
leadership should know exactly what that is. I mean,
Hmm.
this falls down to what I was saying, the org chart even collapsing as we know it today and evolving in the future, right? I've had lots of talks about that.
An interesting thing we haven't talked about is compliance and regulatory paperwork.
Yeah.
There's so much work going into that, and a lot is, yeah, as I understand, still done by hand. Um, that will be, yeah, uh, giving you speed, giving you trust, giving you quality, and yeah, save you a lot of work. So, and you can do that today.
Hmm. Yeah, it's interesting when you said the analyst research, because I don't see research ever leaving any firm. It's just going to get easier, right? And I think going back to some of the legal clients of ours and stuff, having your own research capabilities to bring more value to your clients when you're having the human interactions is going to be critical. It's part of the future, I still think, from every organization.
It's a lot of details. Some things will be automated, other things absolutely need the human in the loop.
Yeah, yeah. What do you see a financial institution doing today that will still exist in 10 years after all this?
Only only in the human to human connection. And this might go into life advice. So a lot of the clients are probably having companies that are directly affected by AI. So if the company very consciously changes itself about AI, it builds up a lot of knowledge about the AI transition that then can be sold or can add value to the clients.
Right, right. Well, we're coming up to some time here. Like I said, we can go for a lot longer, but in closing question, let's imagine a CEO of a successful firm and they're listening to this podcast and they're feeling very concerned, Chris. What are the three things that they need to do immediately to ensure that they're still relevant by the year 2030?
Well, number one, as I said, is reach out to the employees. Number two, as the CEO, be really well trained, really understand what is going on. And number three is look at the data that you're processing and see if you can gather more data. Like one example is to record client conversations. Amass as much data as you have, even if you don't know at this point where you're going to use them. And at some point, this will be the mode, the way to create a differentiation between your services and other company services.
Mm-hmm.
And think generational, think really long term, and and serve them.
Generationalism.
Yeah.
That's very important, right? I mean, I think someone mentioned the other day on one of the newscasts I was listening to about the biggest generation of wealth transfership from their parents to their kids is coming, right? So how do you keep the kids as customers as they take over the funds? Chris,
So there's a lot of apps that the kids can go on and do their own things. You don't have to build an app. There's white labeled apps, that you can just invest in, put your name on top of it, and give it out and say, hey, if you're a kid and you don't want to talk to one of our old guys with investment advice, here's the app for you. And
right,
if you use the app, then you know that you have access to us at any time.
right.
So and you
So
will need us at some point.
so expand tools to the younger generation that they can use while not needing to interact with you so much, because the hopes are once they do and there's a problem, they'll call you first because they're using your tools that you offered them. It's great. That's great advice. Can financial institutions leverage you, Chris, on where you are? Can they bring you in for research? Can they leverage your expertise on how they can approach this new world? What kind of services are you up to offering to the public these days? And I can put your contact information in the comments below. But how are you helping firms out there these days? Are you?
Yeah, I have a paper of about 80 pages that I'm finishing up right now and will be updating. That will be for sale. I'm
Okay.
happy to come in, have deeper discussions if it's by Zoom or in person. And over time, I will not be shy to speak publicly and give public talks.
Yeah.
And so I'm definitely available. Yeah, feel free to reach out at any time.
Well, that's good because we're definitely working with you now as one of our advisors with the firms that we're working with, and that's how we got into talking about this paper that you shared with us yesterday. But I think to close this off, to emphasize, Chris, the storm isn't coming; it's already here, and most firms are still debating AI, while others are rebuilding their entire operating model around it. And the next decade won't be won by the firms with the most employees. It'll be won by the firms that learn how to combine human judgment, human collaboration with AI at scale. So, Chris, thanks for helping us understanding what's coming. I want to hear more about how these organizations can, can think about how they can be relevant. And I'll leave everyone with the question Chris's research forced me to think about. If AI becomes better than your analysts, faster than your operators, cheaper than your consultants, and available to every competitor, why will clients still choose you? And the firms that can answer that question will thrive. And the firms that can't may not exist. And Chris, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate it. I know you've had some technical challenges down there with your internet provider. So I thank you for taking the time and getting on the call. And you and I both look forward to helping people in the future on how to drive. So thanks, Chris, and I appreciate your time.
Thank you very much.